When we hear V12 engine, most people picture massive, powerful beasts tucked inside million-dollar supercars. But have you ever imagined a V12 with just 1.5 liters of displacement? Sounds unreal, but it's very real. In today's video, we'll dive into 9 of the smallest V12 engines ever fitted to production cars. Each engine is a technical masterpiece, not because of its size, but because it squeezes pure performance into every single cubic centimeter. Some were born for the track. Some carry the soul of classic Italian motoring. Others scream at 12,000 RPM like a mechanical symphony. And by the end of this journey, you might be left wondering, could smaller actually mean greater? Number 9-1966, Ferrari 275 GTB/4. The Ferrari 275 GTB/4, unveiled at the 1966 Paris Motor Show, instantly became the object of desire for every classic car enthusiast. Beneath its elegantly curved hood lived a 3.3-liter Colombo 512, now upgraded with 4 overhead camshafts, letting the car sing at high RPMs in a mechanical symphony only the Italians could compose. 6 Weber carburetors fed the 12 fuel-hungry cylinders, producing around 300 horsepower. It could sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 5.5 seconds, blistering for an era when seat belts weren't even standard equipment. The sound of this engine at full throttle? Unforgettable. It didn't just roar, it soared, like a melody only true petrol heads could appreciate. Fun fact, each cylinder head had 2 camshafts, doubling the complexity, making mechanics both fall in love and break into a cold sweat every time one rolled into the shop. Number 8-2020, Gordon Murray Automotive T.50, launched in 2020 as a personal masterpiece. The Gordon Murray Automotive T.50 is essentially the spiritual successor to the legendary McLaren F1, packed with innovations that would make even NASA blush. Under its hood lies a 3.9-liter, naturally aspirated V12 engine, handcrafted by Cosworth with meticulous detail. Redline? 12,100 RPM. Yes, you heard that right. 12,100 revolutions per minute. Numbers like that send chills down any gearhead's spine. This stunning power plant delivers 654 horsepower and 344 newton-meters of torque, making it the most power-dense, naturally aspirated V12 ever used in a road car. The T50 isn't obsessed with top speed. It's all about pure driving joy. Yet, it still hits 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds. And when you click through the 6-speed manual gearbox, chances are you'll grin like a kid who just got a brand new toy. Number 7. Ferrari 250 Series. Born in the 1950s, the Ferrari 250 Series wasn't just a car. It was a whole family, ranging from elegant GT cruisers to legendary racetrack warriors. At the heart of them all was a 3.0-liter Colombo 512, compact, precise, and as refined as a mechanical gemstone. Horsepower ranged from 220 to 300, depending on how many espressos the Italian factory workers had that morning. But the 250 Series wasn't just about beauty, it raced and conquered. These Ferraris dominated legendary events like Le Mans, Sebring, and the Targa Florio, proving that elegance could absolutely come with ferocious performance. Whether on the street or on the track, the Ferrari 250 always left its mark. Bold, beautiful, and unforgettable. Number 6-1991, Bugatti EB110. Back in the early 90s, when most people were listening to grunge music or rewinding VHS tapes, Bugatti was secretly working on something way more exciting. The EB110, launched in 1991 to celebrate Ettore Bugatti's 110th birthday. It marked the brand's spectacular return after decades of silence. And at its heart, a 3.5-liter V12 engine. But not just any V12. This beast came with 4 turbochargers strapped on. The base GT version cranked out 553 horsepower, while the even crazier Supersport pushed that to 603 horsepower. A real 90s monster. Fun fact, the EB110's engine featured 5 valves per cylinder, because Bugatti engineers believed more valves meant more fun. Of course, that fun came with a price. Servicing the engine felt more like open-heart surgery, preferably performed by a rocket scientist. Number 5, 1951, Ferrari 212 Inter. The Ferrari 212 Inter was one of Ferrari's earliest road cars, following the success of the 166 and 195. And helping define the prancing horse as not just a race car builder, but a purveyor of Italian elegance. Under the hood sat a 2.6-liter Colombo V12. Modest at first glance, but based on Ferrari's race car architecture of the time. It produced around 150 horsepower, with a top speed of 193 kilometers per hour, which was blazing fast in the 1950s, considering it ran on drum brakes and skinny tires. Unlike today's Ferraris that often shout for attention, the 212 Inter was more like a refined Italian gentleman, tailored, composed, and confident. Both Touring and Vignale styled bodies for the 212 Inter, each with their own flair, meaning no two were ever exactly the same. Number 4, 1964. Lamborghini 350 GT unveiled at the 1964 Geneva Motor Show. The Lamborghini 350 GT wasn't just the brand's first car, it was a slap in the face to Ferrari. Under its hood sat a 3.5-liter V12 designed by Giotto Bizzarini, a true mechanical symphony. With 280 horsepower sent through a silky smooth 5-speed manual gearbox, this car was not only powerful, it was refined. It sprinted from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 6.5 seconds, with a top speed of around 254 kilometers per hour. Enough to raise eyebrows even among the snobbiest Ferrari owners. Its engine featured 6 Weber carburetors. Not exactly backyard mechanic material, unless your backyard comes with a full Italian pit crew. Fun fact, Bizzarini was paid a bonus for every horsepower that beat Ferrari, so he wrung out every last drop of power he could from that V12 masterpiece. Number 3, 1948, Ferrari 166 Inter. Unveiled in 1948, the Ferrari 166 Inter was Ferrari's very first Grand Tourer, built not for racing, but for cruising across Europe with aristocratic flair. Under its hood was a 2.0-liter Colombo V12. And back then, a V12 in a road car was practically unicorn-level rare. This engine produced around 90 horsepower, pushing the car to a top speed of 169 kilometers per hour. Seriously impressive for a luxury car in 1948, when most others were still crawling along. The 166 Inter wasn't just a machine, it was a statement. A refined, stylish Ferrari that didn't need to roar to be respected. And like all great things from that era, only 38 units were ever built, which means spotting one today is about as likely as seeing a unicorn sipping Chianti. And we mean that literally. Number 2, 1950, Ferrari 1950. Inter born in 1950, the Ferrari 1950 Inter was the luxurious road-going version of Ferrari's race-winning machines, carrying both performance and poise. Under the hood sat a 2.3-liter version of the legendary Colombo V12. so smooth it made the straight six engines of the day sound like tractors. It delivered around 130 horsepower, allowing the car to hit a top speed of 177 kilometers per hour, which was seriously impressive for the early 1950s. Even more special was the 5-speed manual gearbox, a rare treat in an era when most cars had just 3 or 4 gears. It gave drivers a level of control that felt truly connected. And to top it all off, only 28 Ferrari 195 Inter units were ever built. In other words, it's rarer than a quiet Italian dinner table. And we're not even joking. Number 1, 1947, Ferrari 125S. Born in 1947, the Ferrari 125S was the very first car to wear the iconic prancing horse badge. Even though Enzo Ferrari wasn't keen on making road cars, the 125S was a purebred racer from the very beginning. It debuted at the Piacenza circuit, where Enzo famously called it a promising failure after a fuel pump malfunction cut its race short. But not long after, it claimed victory at the Grand Prix of Rome. Not bad for a total rookie. Under the hood was a 1.5-liter V12 designed by Gioacchino Colombo. Compact, but brilliantly engineered. Despite its size, it cranked out 118 horsepower, which was mighty impressive for its time. And here's the kicker. Only 2 Ferrari 125S units were ever built, and neither one survives in its original form today. A legendary beginning, wrapped in a bit of mystery. After going through the 9 smallest V12 engines ever fitted in production cars, you might say, I'm a hardcore Ferrari fan. Oh no, I'm just the guy collecting cool stories, that's all. But one thing we can all agree on. Greatness doesn't need to come in a massive size. These engines are mechanical symphonies, where engineering, passion, and boldness converge in every single cubic centimeter. Each car is not just a means of transportation. It's a living chapter of automotive history. And now, here's a question for you. Which small but mighty V12 impressed you the most? Drop a comment below. We'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video fun and fascinating, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next journey into automotive oddities. See you next time.